Hi guys, it's Eoghan here with Team Mambo. Today we're doing Dogmatika and Nekroz deck profile. Nekroz kind of haven't been too relevant in a long time, and the kind of Dogmatika core kind of engine inside of it kind of gives it a lot more potential, as it does with anything that's kind of being considered rogue at the moment. But I think that Nekroz is kind of the much higher end of the rogue tier list. So let's just hop straight into it then. For the Nekroz monsters, we're playing a pretty standard lineup. We're playing 3 Yugioh, 3 Brio, 2 classes, 1 Valk, 1 Trish, 1 Shirt. I was trying different ratios with some of these, more kind of Shirt and more Klauses, but I just felt you didn't need them really. I'd probably put in a third Shirt over the Klauses, just because I think it's when you banish, if you banish it for mirror, you kind of want to see, maybe want to see it again another time, but that's about the only time it comes up. So that's pretty much just the standard Nekroz monster lineup. We kept it kind of concise just because we then want to play another concise kind of package inside it. We're playing triple Ecclesia, 1 Maximus and 1 Fleur. These are also numbers that you can mess with yourself if you want, if you have any more of these cards. Maximus is very, very strong in the deck, more so than in most other variants of any Dogmatika cards, because sending 2 is more just kind of, it doesn't really kind of, it only just benefits, you know, your kind of like adding more either Dogmatika cards or destroying something. But because you can send heralds, you can literally just plus more cards and actually get to your, if you don't have access to your ritual engine initially, you're missing 1 or 2 pieces, this gets you there. We would play kind of possibly more of this and more of and maybe one of the trap card for something else, which I'll come across in a minute. But that's pretty much just the kind of the main kind of two engines you want to see. And then for hand traps, we're just playing Triash, triple Gamma, and the 1 driver. We're also playing imperms, so that's kind of your kind of 9 hand trap lineup. I think you can't play any less than that. Honestly, it's a very low number at the moment in the game, and if you're not playing, if you're not playing Gamma, or your deck can play Gamma, you're in a lot of trouble now, just because it's the best card in the game. So then we're playing 1 Red Eyes and 1 Dark Magician. So we are playing Dragoon, obviously, and you might be thinking, well, it kind of conflicts with the Dogmatika cards. Now, I've drawn a lot of hands where you just don't see the Dogmatika cards, because pretty much if you don't see, if you hard draw Maximus, you don't make a lot of extra monsters, so it's dead. You have to draw Ecclesia, or you have to draw Nadir Servant, or be going second in our case. But with the Nekroz plays on their own, it's not strong enough, I think. So oftentimes, it's often better just to link your Nekroz into the Verte and make Dragoon a pass than it is to just kind of sit on some Nekroz monsters. So then we're playing the 1 fusion for it, of course, and then we're playing triple Nadir Servant. This is probably the second best card of the deck. It was maybe the best card, to be honest, just because it gets you everything you need. You send anything, like you send an Entis or whatever to the graveyard, you add your Ecclesia, or you add your Maximus in this case, and then that gives you access to your ritual engine, and then it also gives you access to whatever Dogmatika cards you need, which is insane. It's absolutely amazing. It's what makes the deck shine. Then for ritual spells, we're playing, the ritual side of it, we're playing triple Prep. This is probably the second best card, actually, just because it gets you whatever you need to. If you top deck this or draw 2, it's even better, because you can just add back your ritual spells once you use them the first time around. That, and it just gets you all your pieces. It gets you Brio, it gets you Klauses, it gets you anything but Trish and Valk, but you can get to those other ways by adding the cards you can off this. Then for the actual spell lineup, we're playing double Cycle, double Kaleidoscope, and 1 Mirror. Mirror is probably the weakest, but it really does come up. I haven't summoned Trish mostly on its own, other than using Mirror by either banishing a Colossus and a Brio, or banishing the Shirt for it. Kaleidoscope is insane. If for some reason they decide not to negate this with Dragoon, it actually outs it, because you can send, if this and Unicorn outs it, so you send Entis, summon Unicorn negates Dragoon, just straight up negates it, and then you can target and destroy it with Entis. So if you're the engine itself outs it, which is cool, but you have to be able to bait out Dragoon negate, because they're probably going to hold it for that. Then the last 3 cards are just triple imperm. It's pretty standard. So for the extra deck, a lot of these cards you can kind of choose personal preference. There's some things that aren't really flexible. You need certain numbers for Kaleidoscope. So for just the links, we're just playing 1 Lambda and 1 Verte. Lambda is debatable. I just like it because if I draw 2 Gamma, I can just link the first 2 into it, and then the second Gamma in my hand is live. And if for some reason I make another Omega underneath that and trigger the other Gamma, I can then add another, if I, off the second Gamma, if I make an Omega and trigger that, I can then add another Gamma. So it just kind of, it's a nice little play. And then Verte speaks for itself. As I said before, you can't use this with the Dogmatika cards. It just doesn't work. This stops you from summoning anymore, so even if you have the Ecclesia in your hand, you're done after you use its effect. And vice versa, if you use any of the Dogmatika cards, the ones that lock you out of the extra deck, this thing doesn't do anything. So then we're playing the one Dragoon, 1 Apt Cologne, 1 Titaniclad, and then triple Entis. Triple Entis comes up all the time. You're sending a lot of cards from your extra deck, huge amounts of cards, either from Kaleidoscope, Maximus, or Nadir. And this is just so good to send. You can also play, instead of Apt Clone here, it's one of the fossil fusions at level 6 as well from New Battle Legends. What you can do is you banish from the graveyard, destroy a card. I just didn't have one, and there's kind of some cool niche plays you can do with Apt Clone. If you're siding, like, to say Ariel, you can if you send this, then basically Ariel works as DD Crow for 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard, which is very strong, very strong. Titaniclad and Dragoon kind of speak for themselves. Just they're part of your standard plays. You send this usually at some point. If it doesn't get sent a whole lot, I think, because you just have way better targets in Entis or Herald probably. So you actually also play 3 Herald, but it's still very strong. You just can add Fleur usually off the end phase, or especially some Ecclesia, and then add Fleur. So that's it for the fusions. Then we're playing for synchros, playing triple Herald, 1 Omega, 1 of the Draco Berserker, and 1 Final Sigma. So Final Sigma, personal choice. I happened to have one, couldn't find a Quasar at the time. You need it for if you're summoning Klausus and Trish, or Unicorn and Valk, and that comes up. It comes up, so it's one to play. This here is also a bit of another flexible spot, depending what you want. I kind of wanted something more game ending in my synchro plays. So if I feel like that I have the rest of the resources I need in hand to push the game, I make this, because I can't always get damage, but I can usually clear a board. But this thing lets me get damage, and as well, it just deals with problematic monsters if they try and use their effects. Omega, it's a great card. Even if you decide just to send it, it can recycle stuff for you. And then the hand looping is amazing. And then Herald, I've sent all 3 of these in one turn, basically one time. You Kaleidoscope, you can't. Sorry, I never sent 3 in one turn. Someone used the Maximus on me, and I sent 2. I started. So these are amazing. You constantly just generate advantage off these, because you can't unfortunately use Nadir Servant with these, because there's no monster with 600 attack points in the Dogmatika lineup. But overall, it's the best. It's probably the best target to send, that or Entis most of the time. And finally, 1 Toad. This is just if you wanted to send anything at the end of send anything to get anything back. Just say you wanted to recycle any of your Nekroz monsters, like if you wanted a Unicorn back, if you wanted a Valk back, this thing gets it for you. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments, and if you have anything that you change in it, let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe if you are not already to Team Mambo. Thanks guys.